Welcome back to the Lynn Miller Room on this edition of the Eagles Sports Coaches Show. Sean Woods has joined us as the Eagles prepare to take on Austin Peay tomorrow night. We're happy to have a little time with Coach. Starting off the OVC schedule and starting off 2-0 must feel pretty good.
Well, it does. We still got a lot of work to do, but if we can win and continue to get better at the same time, that's a good thing.
I think the fact that they are now knowing more of what you expect. Not that you want, what you expect. There a line there that early on in the season they didn't know you didn't know them, no matter how much practice time you had. But now I think they really get to know what you expect from them.
Well, they're still getting there, but the thing is, Rome wasn't built in a day, and we really only been together 3.5 months, and that's kind of tough for everything to just start clicking all at once. But the one thing I do like about our team is they are trying. But I'm giving them a crash course, and sometimes you got to be tougher on them than norm because you want things to happen sooner. We can come in here and be like, hey, we know it's going to take a little time, but I'm not that type of coach. And, I coach like, when a little kid's reaching at a wall socket and has no business doing it, you don't say, Johnny, from across the room. Yeah. Wait till they get executed. You go smack their hands real quick. Yeah. Then they know there's got to be something with this deal that I ain't supposed to be doing or I'm supposed to be doing. So that's what that's the way we've gone about it. And it's been a rocky road a little bit, but, we're getting, results sooner than what to be expected. And so everything's kind of working out a little bit.
3-game winning streak. Let's go back the last 3 games. Union College, a much-needed win. Mm-hmm. Got a lot of players some playing time, mm-hmm. and like we said, in front of the home folks, you broke the little losing streak that you had.
Well, we needed that. We needed to get some confidence in everyone. We needed to have some type of success. Having 3 tough games. I mean, those 3 tough games we lost were 3 pretty good basketball teams. 2 on the road, and then having a Conference USA foe coming in that's going to be one of the top 2 or 3 teams in that league. So we needed some type of good performance to give us a little lift mentally, and that happened, and it led in. It couldn't have been a better time because it was right before conference.
Of course, SIU Edwardsville comes in last week, 68-64, got out to the big lead, hung on down the stretch. And, as a coach, when you win, you want to learn something even with a win. And I think you learned a little bit about your players that, they toughed it out. I mean, they didn't play well after they got the lead, but they did tough out the win.
Well, they did tough it out, but we got to do a better job of closing games. We had a bunch of unforced turnovers down the stretch, and that wasn't good, and that didn't set too well with me. And then, we beat Eastern Illinois the other day by 15, but we still didn't close the game out. We got to close the game out like we're supposed to. If we got senior guys and veteran guys late in the ball game, they got to act like it.
Tell us what you Austin Peay coming up tomorrow night.
Well, they're a good basketball team. They got upset the other day by Tennessee Martin, so I'm sure they're going to be hungry. They have a great player in Beltran that's pretty doggone good that makes them go, whether he's scoring or making a play for someone else. So we really got to pay attention to him, but we got to make sure nobody else really has a game that they're not used to having.
Very tough place to play in Clarksville. I know that you've probably heard, in talking to other coaches and even people here, that's a very tough place to play at the Dunn Center, and also a lot of tradition and basketball lore down at Austin Peay.
No doubt about it, but we can't go in there thinking about that. We got to go in there thinking about, the game plan and what we need to do to get a win, and not worry about the mystique and the history of how tough it's been able to play in there. We still got to lace them up and go against them as players. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Yesterday it was around as you were finishing practice, setting up for the women's game, and the fact that it caught me by not surprise, but I kind of enjoyed the kind of old school. You were running sprints. We used to call it ladders and then suicides, right. And there was many names, but a lot of places I've been and watched a lot of practices, kind of let them go by the line maybe a little bit, get out and get started. You were all over them. They were going to start at the line, and you didn't stop and the timing until they finished all the way through. And, I think they're getting used to that.
Well, everything's a habit,
Yeah.
and if you want to be a championship team, you got to do everything right and then let luck play its part. But you got to take care of the things that you can control and dot every I and cross every T and finish it. And that's one of our mottos. The last thing is finish it that leads to OVC champions. Where if you got to start on the line, start there, touch the lines, and get there. You know what I mean? You got to finish everything the right way. If I say you got to make it in 9, then you got to make it in 9.
And the fact that you're still pushing them to get in better condition at this point. I know that most people, you think, okay, mid-January, we're heading to mid-January. They probably basketball shape but you want them to get in better shape because that's your style of play.
Well, no doubt about it. You always want to be in better shape than your opponent. And also, we had a day off the day before. So, you know, when you come off a day off, you lose a lot, and people don't realize that. But one day you can set you back alone, especially conditioning-wise. So wanted to make sure that was never a problem, especially with us having 4 games on the road.
The fact that you play man-to-man defense probably 99.9% of the time. I don't know if I've seen you in a zone yet this year.
You're going to start. We worked on it yesterday. You missed it.
But the fact is that, you know, they have to be in top flight shape because this is not your mother's or your dad's team. I mean, because you're getting it up and down all the time, and I think you're seeing more of that is what you want to do.
Well, as you saw the last couple games at home, especially in conference, we've been really good in transition. Our bigs are running fast. Now that our guards are seeing our bigs run and start to reward them a little bit, that's real gratifying for me, and as I'm sure is gratifying for our bigs. And then also you got to be in great shape to continue pressure that we put on teams. So the biggest key to our success is our conditioning. We got to be one of the best conditioned teams in the United States in order for us to be successful the way we play.
Austin Peay tomorrow night. Then you go to McBrayer Arena in Richmond and Eastern Kentucky University. I know you hate to talk rivalries, but you know, it is a little rivalry between Eastern Kentucky and Morehead State.
Well, it's an in-state deal. Anytime you have in-state institutions, especially in the same conference, going at each other, it's going to be a rivalry. But like I said before, you know, it's still a basketball game. Rivalries are for fans and students and things like that. The basketball game and preparation and things like that, mentally and physically, has to be with the coaches and the team. So we can't get so caught up in that we lose our mind a little bit and forget about what we're doing and what we're trying to do to win the basketball game. So it's a good thing. Hopefully we can have a lot of fans from Morehead travel with us over there rather, to watch us play and hopefully get a victory in there.
MSUEagles.com, you can go online. They are having a fan bus, even though the semester's not begun. You can go to the Dean of Students page, sign up for the fan bus. It's a nice deal. For one price, they get a ride the bus. They stop at Ryan's in Richmond before the game, get a nice meal, and get to see a doubleheader, the women playing at 4 and the men playing at 7. One thing, if you're telling the boys that you want to see improvement on between now and let's say the end of this month, not the end of the season, what's the key right now?
Got to finish games the right way.
Also, let's talk just a little about, I got about a minute with you, so I'm trying to get you out of here because I know the bus is warming up. Richmond, Eastern Kentucky, off to a pretty good start.
They've had a great start, you know, and I tell you what, their guard play has been really, really good for them. And whenever you got great, you know, pretty good guards, that gives you a chance. And he's got them playing hard. I think he's opened it up a little bit, not just sticking with the little structured chin offense that he normally runs. He's got some athletes now, so they're going to pose some problems for some teams, and I think they're the surprise of the league so far.
Have you ever been in McBrayer Arena?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You didn't play there?
No, my son won a regional final there when he played for Lexington Catholic. Tease did. I've gone to a lot of high school games there, especially regional games, and then also I've seen Eastern play a time or two when Scott Perry was the head coach there, and I also when Travis was coaching there too. So
once again, tomorrow night, Austin Peay, 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7:45 airtime with Chuck Mirage, and of course the doubleheader on Saturday at Richmond and Eastern Kentucky University. We'll have the women's game at 3:45 airtime, 4 o'clock tip-off. The men's game will be at 7, 6:45 tip-off. We'll let you pack your bags and get out of here, Coach. We're sorry for the trouble.
I'm just heading to the bus right now, so hopefully I wish you was following me, but you know what you got to do what you got to do.
Sean Woods, head coach here at Morehead State University. We'll come back with more. This is the Eagles Sports Coaches Show.